Hello everyone and welcome to Evening Star for this final part of our mini-series Purple Priest, a Morninglord cleric life. As you can see here, we're sitting next to Elminster in the square. It's just gone night and we have a clear sky glittering with all these millions of stars. So, what have we made to the level experience with the caster cleric? Well, I've been very pleasantly surprised. I shouldn't really have been, because a lot of it is very similar to the favoured soul, isn't it, in terms of spell selection and that kind of thing. The only thing that's different, and it is quite a key difference I think, especially as regards the ease of levelling, because it's taking the pressure off your limited mana pool. The spell-like abilities that you get that are linked directly to the domain that you choose at level 2, in our case the Sun domain, we've had plenty of fun with those. Just to reiterate, we ended up with Sunburst, Sunbeam, and the little one, which is no longer on the bar, it was the Searing Light, which is still pretty good. The only reason I've replaced it, I was a bit crowded for space and I wanted to try the Sunbolt spell-like ability, which is a multi-selector in the Exalted Angel tree we're in. But those, very nice to have. I guess if you are leveling as a standard character and not an iconic, and you won't benefit from the AoE straight away at 15, then the fact that both of the SLAs are single target is going to be a bit of an issue. But you get more than compensated for that when you do get to 15, whether you've gone in the fire or the light, and you get this monster AoE thing to play with on a reasonably short cooldown and for low cost. I mean, the fire one, the Firestorm SLA, is just unbelievable. Having done them both now, I would suggest that the Sun domain, the light biased one, is a more rounded, more flexible and ultimately a smoother way to do the leveling. Because as soon as you run into fire immunes, or worse still, fire regenerating targets, you really are a bit snookered if you've put all your eggs into the fire basket. Whereas the light, the worst thing you'll get are like golems that are just reasonably resistant to it. You won't get anything that is immune, at least not that I've found. So it's a lot easier on that score. And when you go into things like Grim and Barrett, I mean, it's like night and day. That the going in as a fire based without a means to, I mean, this is the key thing, isn't it? We don't have any means to strip the opposition immunities. Having said that, again, quite by accident, I've looked into this business with the turning thing this time around, which has given us bonus damage, and that's been really nice. Can I just find it here? So Domain of the Sun, that's what we're in. If you look down at the bottom there, your Turn Undead ability causes all enemies in the area to become 10% more vulnerable to light, which is a really nice thing to have. You know, trigger it before an end boss or something like that, and you're seeing all these purple numbers. But it gets better, because I recently picked up in the Angel tree, I didn't know there was anything like this in here, as well as this spell-like ability Sunbolt, which we've been testing. It's a nice one because it, well, first of all, it has double range like our other SLAs do, but it, unlike the other ones, it's like IPS, I guess, for a caster, because this goes through. If you specify a target like way to the back of a line of things, it will hit all of them on the line through. Targeting is a bit clunky, but you can hit 2, 3, 4 if you're lucky with it, if they're all coming at you in a line. So that can be situationally quite nice. In a quest like Grim and Barrett with its narrow corridors, that could be very good. So yeah, what I've found in here is this one. When we turn undead, foes in the area become cursed, reducing saving throws, armor class, and PRR and MRR by 1, which is not really either here nor there, but when the foe is damaged by spells or attacks, these values are reduced by an additional 1 for 5 seconds, so stacks up to 5 times. So then it becomes quite interesting. And that's in addition to the 10% we're already getting on our light damage for doing the turn for the sun domain. It does pop up with a little purple icon above the affected target, so we can see that it's having an effect. So very nice to use against bosses particularly. So I've enjoyed making use of that and how it synergizes very nicely with what we were already doing. Otherwise, I added Scales of the Dragon from Draconic. Of course, we've got, since we last spoke, we've got the 3 cores. That's quite nice for triggering temporary hit points and mana. This one, the wings, needs no introduction. That's just awesome. And that one, not terrible. Would be better on a tanky build, but still not bad at all. Otherwise, I've picked up the lower cost Enlarge and extra spell power there. So all in all, happy with where we're at. A bit more healing amp in this tree. We take a hammering every time we get hit, but we can dish it out too. And our spell DCs are pretty respectable. Low 70s outside of Reaper, so that's going to be mid, maybe even high 70s in Reaper mode, which is really nice. And because we've got heighten on everything, they're all in the low 70s, our evocation things. This leading with the sound burst has been very profitable. One of the feats I took, we've got, what have we, 25 we last spoke, didn't we? So 27 and 28 only. One of them was Crush Weakness, so extra 15% damage to helpless targets, and there are quite a few helpless targets with the sound burst, so that's nice. So it's particularly important now to lead with that. And what was the other one we took? I ended up not taking Master of Light. What was the other? Can we see on the feats list? I got Crush Weak. Oh, Embolden, yeah. So just another 2 on the spell DCs. What else do we have in here? Nothing too much else, I don't think. Been going along quite nicely. It's been a lot of fun. I think the main one was that thing with the turning. I look forward to showing you that. I was umming and ahhing about which quest to show. I'd been thinking about Delirers, but we already showed the undead and what we can do against the undead, so let's not go back to that, especially as it would nerf our biggest asset into complete uselessness, which would be the sound burst. Just to say again, if we wanted something to crowd control undead on this evocation build, we absolutely should have taken Burst of Glacial Wrath, which is available from level 24, comes out in like a cone, like a breath weapon in front of you, and affects all sorts of stuff that is not affected by standard stuff. So undead, plants, all that kind of stuff, you'd have no problem crowd controlling, freezing that with the Burst of Glacial. And then of course we would get the benefit of our extra damage against any of those targets. So if we're not doing Delirers, I thought we would have a try at venturing through Wheloon, hoping to show that the build is quite capable of going in on its own. We have a decent heal, we have decent AoE, and we have decent single target, so there's nothing to be No glaring deficiency here, I don't think.
We both know this will end in violence. Ready, soldier?
Okay, let's give it a go. In company with plenty of you out there, I steered clear of this pack for some time because I would get lost inside the wilderness area. I think this one, more than most of them, is characterized by the sheer volume of opposition in most, if not all, of the end fights in these quests. You just get absolutely swamped, so you really need things to either crowd control and or AoE damage to keep the hordes to a manageable amount.
Your allies meet you just inside the entrance to the crumbling warehouse. With their help, you may be able to learn who's been recruiting gangs inside the prison. There, a sudden explosion tears apart a section of the building. Then, a mysterious voice.
We're going to try and invite them towards us, soundburst them, and then just hammer them with AoE.
See that the magistrate sent you. It's time to teach you a lesson. Still alive.
Beautiful.
Exclaims the voice in the rafters.
Oh, hello.
Then we can start the lesson.
Nice.
Find another way out of this warehouse.
A voice calls to you from a nearby rooftop.
Where am I going? The wrong way as usual. I have nothing really to break boxes, so I'm just leaving the boxes. Oh, beautiful. Beautiful.
If you ever want to, don't delay.
Says the voice.
If you waste my time, your friends they fight each other. Only the strongest. Then I take my pick.
So we have plenty of tasty AoE. Our sunburst is working very well, and that's the basic strategy. Just drop the... Sorry, I meant the soundburst. Sunburst is working well too, but it's the soundburst I was referring to. Just drop the soundburst in, then just whatever AoE happens to be off cooldown. Finish him with a fire. No, press the wrong key. Damn, damn, damn. Okay. Yeah, I hit X instead of C there.
A sudden blast blocks your path.
Not that way.
Shouts the voice.
We have
So the standard thing, which is also good for saving mana, soundburst, and then our sunburst SLA, and then our holy smite SLA. But if those have just been used as there and are on cooldown, we can just as easily do the Firestorm, the Divine Wrath, which we did there, and then there was still the Celestial Bombard in reserve. So we have an embarrassment of AoE, plus this SLA from the Primal Tree, the Reborn in Fire, which is excellent, because it heals us and hurts them. Let's just re-demonstrate that here. So we really do have an embarrassment of great stuff to use. I mistargeted the sound burst there, that's why we ended up in a mess there. And the range we can attack from as well is super impressive. Or it would be if I didn't mistarget the spells. For anyone who didn't know, it's the enlarge meta magic, this one here, that allows you to attack from double range. Of course, the standard ray spells, the sunbeam, sunbolt, that kind of thing, searing light as well, they are all double, ray spells are double distance by default. Yeah, to eliminate groups of things from a nice distance is just awesome. And to troll them like that is even better.
As the lever unlocks the crane, lizard folk pour out of the darkness.
Gear-wise, I've changed nothing, by the way, so it's mostly heroic stuff, just with that shaman's two-piece set that I've already shown.
A gate unlocks in the distance as more lizard folk attack.
As I mentioned before, one of the nicest things about being able to attack from distance, apart from them not being able to hit back, is you don't scatter the groups that you're aiming at. So with them not scattering, they all get smashed by your AoEs and they get killed in very short order. More efficient for mana as well, so it's win-win.
And so we decide what happens here. Wheloon belongs to Shire.
Oh, well done. Please don't tell me I've got stuck. Trying not to cause a dungeon alert here because the alerts are so easy to cause anyway in the end fights, as I mentioned. So a nice illustration here, I think, of the fact, the thing I mentioned earlier in an earlier episode, that our single target things are quite capable of one-shotting targets, so they're almost substitutable for insta-kills.
Closer now.
You've passed the test with flying colors. Well,
as you reach the rooftop, the voice calls out once again.
Boost up a bit.
at long last.
Now I have forgotten my implosion in and amongst all that, which is something I tend to do, but I have been using that to very good effect as well. Usually when I'm trying to do something else, like open a door or a chest or something, and I don't want to be pestered by people. So let's do the turn thing here, and then see if we can get some nice purple numbers. Yes, beautiful numbers against that boss there. All I see is purple. Lovely stuff.
You should rescue any of your
Okay.
allies that still live. You are secreted by all
So it's
of your
not just
allies,
one target
alive
that
and
turn
well.
undead. Anybody in the
Now,
vicinity
to help
takes the
yourself
extra
to the
damage.
mad priest's hoard
And
treasure.
also the extra damage from our angel tree, from that extra thing we've got on top of it. So that's really sweet for our build. Our turns themselves, even against undead, are pretty ineffectual, I think, because I haven't done anything on the gear for that. But the results, especially in end fights, have been pretty good. I think another advantage of the light over the fire approach, being more light focused, our light spells are the AoE ones anyway, and the sunbeams are causing blindness on the target if it fails the save. So that's another really nice
Innocent Wheloon natives made these
thing in
drainage
favour
tunnels
of the
into
light.
refuge. The woman's life ebbs away. Her
Especially
fragile
if you
blood
happen to
consuming
be
the
not on
last
your
of her
own, if you
strength.
happen to be
You act now,
adventuring
you may
with
be able to
anybody
prevent further
who
massacres
gets
from the other
sneak attack
camps.
dice, they will absolutely love a build like this, where everything, literally everything, is blinded.
A lone dog mourns its fallen master. Its piercing howls keep
It'll save you a lot of mana as well. You'll just cast the opening sunburst or whatever and not even have to do anything else, because the things will be already dispatched by your sneak attacking colleague. Watching for all these big purple numbers now. There we go. Can we actually stun him? Yes. So stunned and vulnerable to light. That's beautiful. So he was taking our extra helpless damage plus the extra light damage.
Guttural
I love
snores
it.
echo in the stone culvert.
Now then, can we contain these?
A mocking voice above yells, "Look out below!"
Oh, I've messed that up. Come on, let's get it right this time. I still think that's a mess. Yeah, not good enough.
"Thank you for protecting us," says the camp's elder. The snake crest on the ground.
Firestorm would have been better there because it has a much bigger AoE. Now this gate I've had trouble with. I can't unlock the lever, so if they don't come out and challenge me, there's a problem. And sometimes if there's a Reaper in there, they go away from me and fight the Reaper. Like there is a Reaper. So this may actually be the end of our recording if I can't get through here, because I don't know another way through this section. And as mentioned, I can't unlock this. I wonder if I can target them out here. Oh, here they come, okay.
sick and wounded are now safe from the lizard folk.
I could have kept it to myself, but I pressed a load of wrong keys there. I was trying to firestorm that lot, and it didn't work out very well. So if you're on your own here, you can quite nicely avoid all this trap by just flying through there like that. The thing to bear in mind, though, if you do that and there's somebody behind you, they will get stuck in there.
The bat crest on the ground.
So it's
may
just
be
a
of
thing to
use
do
in
when you're
reaching
alone.
Harvest Hall. Shouts come from both ends of the camp. It's a two-pronged assault. More criminals drop down right
Quick
in
look
the
at
middle
where
of
we're
the
at with
camp.
the saves and what have you. The will save is very nice as it's based on our wisdom. They're boosted up reasonably well because I just cast prayer, which I think gives, is it up to 5 luck bonus on our save? It's level dependent, isn't it?
As the gate defenders fall, the criminals force the gates open and pour into the
Going for the purple numbers against the big one. Nice job. The sheer volume of missile fire in here, if you haven't already noticed or been in here before and turned into a pincushion, is pretty horrible. Very easy to get wrecked in here if you're not careful. Of course, AoE helps a lot with that. Let's try some implosion. Who wants some? Oh, he's death warded. Okay, let's get out of here.
The barricade. You mustn't let them through. A strange glow suggests that there's something unusual about the corridor ahead. A slight breeze suggests that you are nearing an exit. Yet, with the breeze also comes a pungent reptilian smell.
I tend to use that one sparingly because I can't really see what I'm doing when that thing goes off.
A commanding voice calls out, "Harvest Hall."
Right, let's get some extra damage going.
Calls out to you. You bumpkins won't stop us!
So there you can see the purple icon. That's an indication it's taking the extra damage from our destiny tree thing. If you didn't know, you can't damage the boss while these trash are up. You've got to get rid of the trash first. And now damageable again. So we have several big attacks that give us health while depleting the opponent, which is of course very nice.
As she cries out, "I'll have my vengeance!"
To the final stretch. Yes.
Crumples to the ground. My family wiped out by you bumpkins, she gasps. You've routed the criminals and ended their scheme to destroy the... You are welcome to use Harvest Hall as a place to rest and recover from now on.
Happy days. the one I'm most worried about. It's always the one I'm most... Well, the ladders one isn't particularly great in here on your own, because you can easily get swarmed in that one too. But the worst ending is that one where those howlers make you helpless. So
A strange
we're going to
mist
try
envelops
to
you, and
head
vertigo
that off if we
clutches your
possibly
stomach.
can.
What is happening?
Oops.
The world around you has changed. It's become a shadow of Wheloon, where the streets are hollow and the darkness
I'm going the wrong way.
almost feels alive.
As usual.
I know dealing with the shade
Is there a bonus for killing that thing? There might be. Let's have a look. Got some beautiful damage against it. I don't know whether we got any bonus XP. But again, the turning and then the light spells. I'm getting right into that routine. Just to reiterate, you don't have to hit them with the turn. They just have to be in the general vicinity when you trigger the turn.
The future belongs to Nether. The Netherese snap to attention as a dark form emerges from the shadows. This must be the Shade who commands the Netherese recruitment campaign. The Shade vanishes back into his tower retreat. You might learn how to reach the general by questioning the recruiter.
Okay. As far as effects go, that implosion's got to be among the best. So nice to be just walking along and having stuff blowing up left, right and centre. And it works on all sorts of stuff that other kill type spells wouldn't. For example, the undead. So very nice to have. That's an example of our souped up damage when we freeze something. Watch this now. Boom, 9,000. Oh, hello. I don't know what happened to my sound burst there. I think it got delayed. Whenever the Reapers pop up, I go for the sound burst. And we've sound bursted the boss there. Lots of nice damage, and we also killed the orb in the background there, which is good.
Wood groans against metal in the distance as the gate to the Shade's tower opens.
I think I'm doing a reasonable job of demonstrating the different tools here in our armory. We have the crowd control with the sound burst, the AoE blindness, we have the instant kill with the destruction there, or with the implosion which I just triggered. We can even make the Shar Altar vulnerable, more vulnerable to our light there. We saw a purple hit on that. Come on then, if you're coming. Where's all the rest of them? Beautiful, beautiful people. Where's this sneaky one?
An angry figure leaps from the bed, furious at being disturbed.
Oh, missed target. Okay, let's try that again. We've got him helpless, we've got the turning, we should get some big damage here. Tried to instant kill him and failed, but the light is hurting him badly. Beautiful. Do we need any more mana? Actually, why not?
You fought and
Why
you bled,
not?
but at least you're not dead.
Quick check where we're at with the spell powers when we buff up with the little potion things. So light 820, fire 810, so we're into the 800s. Very nice. Could do the disable for a bit of extra XP, but I just can't be bothered with these spell ward things. If you either sprint boost or wings through them, they don't get you for the damage.
Stairs lead up to
So
the
that's
tower
good enough
where
for
the
me.
Shade General dwells.
Shadows, we should be really good against these things. Same as I said when we did this with the druid, I wish we had that in a more noticeable place, because we can see obviously 430 odd barrier of scales there, defense, but I wish I could see it, you know, in such a way that I knew easily when it needed refreshing. At the moment it's not really. When you've quite finished. So let's get some turning on this thing. Get some extra damage. Perfect. I think it even works on machines like Magefire Cannon, that thing with the turn for extra damage. Oh, you're joking. Oh, more. Having said that, if I could have hand-picked our opponents, I would have picked these things. Look at all the purple numbers. That's without me doing the turn thing.
Mist drifts out of a dark and foreboding mirror. This must lead to the shade.
Now this
General
shade,
turns
maybe
to
he's
greet you.
vulnerable to light anyway.
You are braver
You would
than
hope
the
so.
usual sword fighter Cormier sends against us. Alas, you are just as dull-witted. Don't you
So
understand?
I'm looking for that dragon
You do
scale
not
barrier
face
thing now, and I'm not
an
finding it. Maybe it's worn off completely.
face an entire empire. Hundreds of leagues away. Plants are in motion.
I'd like it to display maybe here as temp hit points, or somewhere where I could see it clearly, where I knew when it needed re-triggering. Or maybe I should just systematically re-trigger it at opportune moments.
Off his attack.
All things that walk the Shadowfell serve me, as do the things that grow.
See how much extra damage we can get on this thing. Oh, it's moved. Okay. Okay. Oh, where is he? Yeah, I think as a shade he did take extra. You just always got to be careful when this finishes, because there's a load, or there should be a load of opponents. There they are. The number of times I've died to these beggars. It kind of feels a bit cheaty that after the quest is nominally over. But this array of fire and light stuff we've been throwing around, immersion wise, I don't think you can get much better. Really gets you into the spirit of the whole thing, bringing the holy justice to the undead. Inquisitor purple.
Fresh corpses line the walls, all of them Wheloon prisoners.
Karleth has gone too far,
says the Netherese wizard.
He's become unpredictable even for a Shadar Kai. We cannot let his excesses endanger our mission. Your kind will never understand.
Responds the Shadar Kai.
The Shadow Curse is strong with Karleth. He does this because he must. Did you hear?
And I'm guessing almost always in combat we have that extra 25, so that from the light enhancements from casting a light spell, this thing here, is it that one? No, where is it? Oh, it just popped up. I'll see it again in a minute. Where is it? That thing. Light and dark. So that would take us up towards 850 spell power for light in Reaper, which is not bad at all.
Searching the clutter reveals nothing of interest.
No, it's typical of me. It's always in the last one that I don't check.
You discover a key while searching the desk.
Of course I can't hold shadows the soundburst was casting there for the Reaper.
Down below, the Shadar Kai commander addresses a terrified prisoner.
I really
Can't hold this thing
dislike
either.
you know. It pains me to think
But we can
how you'll be
do
torn.
the turning and then unload on it with the light spells. Where are you going? Come back here. Come on. Lovely stuff.
You've saved the poor captive from being mauled by the Howler.
Reaper be gone.
Carlet calls to you from behind the safety of a grate.
Soundburst and then a big boom. Should take care of these.
Now, perhaps you think you can kill more? Good. Good. It will make me feel.
I'd rather mess that up. That's more like it. Oh, hello. Is that two Reapers? Two Plagues? Not good. Okay, lovely. Crikey. Is this Reaper 1 or 10? But again, anytime anything like that, straight to the soundburst. It's on a super short cooldown. It's on, what is it, 77? That's not bad for late epic. Not bad at all. And of course anything that is held, as well as taking the standard helpless damage, is also taking the bonus damage from our crush weakness.
Thought you saw one of
So
the
that's working out
gargoyles
very
move.
nicely. Sneaky little beggars, I'm not seeing them sometimes. Handy against these things to have 2 copies of Sunburst, the spell-like ability from our domain, and the standard spell from the 5th tier of the Divine Disciple tree. Lovely purple numbers.
The door is locked. One of the
Now
Shadar
this
Kai
is
who
where
guard this area must
all the
have
trouble's
key.
gonna start. Because of course if helpless there's nothing we can do. I think we're gonna have to watch these cages.
In a cage,
You were my favorite.
says the Shadar Kai.
I can't bear to think of what will happen to you. My despair will be exquisite.
And he really does hurt horribly, so we can't
Carlet
stand
moves to
anywhere
attack,
near him
his
either.
face a twisted mixture of rage and joy.
Oh, I wonder if the cages only open when he's taken a certain amount of damage. Look at the damage he's done already.
Carlet lashes out with his spiked chain, tripping a lever. He's killing the prisoner.
Are you going to open these cages, pal, or not?
Screams the captive.
Oh, I just heard something open there. Not today, people. Not today.
Screams the captive. The captive cruelty.
Did he just open another cage there? Yes, he did. Again, lots of nice purple stuff there.
The Shader High Command will no longer inflict
So although he
its
really
cruel
smashed us
whims
up
on
badly,
Wheloon's inhabitants,
and we kept a
his
lid on
hunt
it.
for
That was good.
thrills
That's
has
probably as
ended.
good as I've ever done in there, just through thinking a bit more about what I was doing. Normally I just end up messing about in this area with the guy, and these things come out and just wreak havoc. So if you do have some CC and you're ready for them, you can beat them to the punch, can't you? I think he's dead in there, isn't he? Oh dear. So he failed in that mission. But overall I'd say that was pretty much a success. Not bad at all. There's quite a bit I've enjoyed about this. I've enjoyed this turning element, where not really doing the traditional turning undead, well, not doing it at all, but using it to bolster our damage. I mean, there's plenty of builds, aren't there, like the arty with the lightning motes, that have ways to bolster their damage, usually against a nasty target. So that's been great. I particularly like the fact that this, well, two things: you don't need to hit with it, and it affects anything that's in the vicinity. So that's been really nice. I've enjoyed the sort of hurt them and help us thing that we've got going here, from the Reborn in Fire and also the Divine Wrath. That's been really good. The whole fire and light theme, the Holy Wrath and all the rest of it. Now I think if we had gone to the cap, I think there's something else at the top of the... Of course we'd have had to be top in the angel tree, wouldn't we? Totally would have fit the theme of the build, but I think there are nice things anyway. There's more spell power for all the good stuff that we're doing. What's that there? Spell DCs. Turn undead, we're not really interested. What's that? Oh, meta magic. And then this, I think, is a... No, we're not really a Curie type, are we? Holy Fireball, yes, that's what I was looking for. So that would have been another one. Is that just fire damage, or is it fire and light? Yeah, there's some light component in there as well, so that would have been perfect for our build. Yeah. Okay. Anything else to mention? I think we pretty much covered all the bases. We had we would have been struggling for mana, I think, if not for the evergreen mantle. Our mantle in Primal Avatar covered everything that we wanted: fire, light, positive and universal spell power. You couldn't get better than that for our build. So for every core in there we were getting bonuses to them. Really strong. And the angel tree, the same: fire, light, positive, universal. So that these two were no-brainers for us, I think. And the draconic, we could have gone a different way with this, I suppose. It stopped us having to do the spell casting materials. There was some fire and universal power in the cores. The dragon scales for a bit of defense. Nothing amazing in there. We could have done something else, I suppose, but what else would we have done as a caster? I don't know. But these two were the main ones anyway, the Primal and the Exalted, and been great fun. I think that's about it for this one. So thank you very much if you've followed it, and I would absolutely recommend, if you have a cleric life to do and you're thinking, oh god, I really don't want to do that, if you have gear for, say, a fire sorcerer, just throw that on and give it a go. That's more or less what I've done, although the three-piece Shan Flame Fury set is nice. But again, a fire sorc would probably wear that with the medium armor variant. I think it's called Blessed Vestments instead of the Bulwark here, the heavy armor. So yeah, or you could use the esoteric set from Shan, the more sort of generic caster thing, if you don't have that. Next up, I'm thinking to try something I've been planning to try and do for a while now. There is an excellent thread in the forum, and we've been lucky enough to have one or two contributions in the channel from the gentleman who created it. It's called, I think, the Inquisitive Ultimate Past Life Getter. The idea being that it's the most, well, it's not open to debate, it is the most flexible approach to acquiring any number of past lives that you might want. So I'm going to try and illustrate next time around the wheel for purple an example of that based upon some little bits of the jigsaw that we would like purple to have. So stay tuned for that. Hope you're all doing well. Thank you very much as always for looking, and I'll speak to you soon. Take care.